All right, go ahead.
So when I started my growth spurt, I was talking about how my business was sort of fragmented. So I have lots of things that I do, that I practice, and then my personality as like a learning junkie, I find something and then I'm like, oh, I want to learn more about that. And sometimes the best way to learn more is to actually go through like training for it. So then I have all these little parts and pieces of certifications and practices and, little like healing rituals that I do. And I was trying to find a way to bring it all together because I was thinking that because like I want to talk about all of these things, but my fear was that it was making me look all over the place instead of being really intentional with my business and like the things that I do. So that like very first growth spurt, Beck threw out a suggestion, which was, well, all of your practices have to do with different senses. So what if you, sort of play off of the sensory piece, and then since my action hour is inspire, she said, what about inspired senses? Mm-hmm. And what was really cool was, it was like in that moment, it was like she handed me this package, right? And like she just said the words, but it was like fully packaged and ready to go. It was like I could clearly see exactly what this was going to look like. So I worked on framing that up, deciding what I wanted to do, deciding which tools I wanted to provide for the different sensory activities, because I wanted it to be an all-inclusive offering, and all the way up to actually launching. So what happened at that time is I basically announced I was going to do this. I had put some dates on the calendar, and then a bunch of stuff in my life started to go sort of haywire. And one of those things being that my sister was diagnosed with cancer, which was a really hard hit for me. And I was going through a lot of stress at my day job, and I was having like physical symptoms of stress. So I said, you know what, I'm basically canceling the month of October. So I just like hacked a bunch of stuff off my calendar and said I just need some time to like heal and rest and be ready to get back out there. So what's happened, which has been sort of interesting, I realized a couple things. So I realized that part of the plan that I was creating included coaching, and I think as much as I want to say like, oh, but I do enough of coaching and teaching like within Fearless Living, so like if I want to do something different in my business, I'm still having an outlet for all of that work that I've done. But I think I was still feeling like I needed to include the coaching somehow. But I've realized that, like, I don't want to do that. I just want to teach and, like, grow and then have the activities just with, like, a flowing conversation. So we can just talk through it and everybody can share and everybody can sort of feed off of each other. And I just stripped away the coaching piece entirely. So I'm just going to offer like the modules with the sensory pieces and then go from there. So that was kind of exciting. And then I also realized with like the launch that I have so many people who support the work that I do and support me and are excited for me. And, you know, I can feel all of that. Like, I can feel, like, being held in that space of excitement and support and people genuinely wanting me to succeed. And I've also realized that, like, the, like, foundation of support that I have, like, these are not the people who are going to buy my program. So what I really want, like my next sort of phase of Growth Spurt to be, is on expanding my reach and talking about how and where to do that, maybe coming up with like a content calendar and like where and when I'll put myself out there and talk about something that I genuinely despise, which is networking and talking about myself. So it's time to just like suck it up and put my big girl pants on and do the things.